year together. But your region, I've been to Sydney specifically, and it's just one of the most beautiful places I've been on this planet. So hopefully soon we will be able to be back together. I do know the Americas region is taking our success trip to Sydney in December on my birthday. So I'll be there and turn a year older with you guys. But anyway, so excited to be here. Congratulations on an amazing 2020 already. What a year it's been. It's been an amazing year for the business and for Nu Skin. And so I'm just super excited to be a part of it with all of you. But I have a few minutes here to share my story and my journey. And it's been nearly 8 years since I started Nu Skin. I started fresh out of college. I was 21 years old. I had an accounting background, and I went into where I'm from in the United States. I went straight into an industry that is really, really sought after and typically provides really, really great job opportunities and career opportunities. And so I started that, and honestly, I was very quickly just knew I didn't want to sit at a desk every day and I wanted something different. And so I had 2 relatives of mine that I had seen living a different lifestyle that worked from home. And so I reached out to them and just said, will you tell me about what you do? I had 0 clue what they did. And that was Dr. Bill and Julie Toth. And you guys may know those names. They're 17-year team elites. They're 4-star platinums themselves. And they're just amazing and huge inspirations, not just to me, but a lot of other people. And so they shared Nu Skin with me, and I got started. I didn't know a lot of what network marketing was, but I knew enough from my accounting and my auditing background. I knew the solid foundation that Nu Skin itself as a company had. And I saw that it had the track record that it had. And I was like, okay, this is a company I feel confident in partnering with and taking that leap of faith. And so I did. And I learned a lot in my first few years. It was a lot of self-development in a nutshell. I'm just going to kind of summarize it. Is those first few years, I had a mindset of how can I get these people, meaning the people that I did happen to get on my team, how do I get these people to serve my goals? It was all about that. And that's not uncommon for early on in the business, depending on your personality. And I'm a take control kind of personality. And so it was a lot about Rebecca, and I had to learn that that's not what this business is about. We've just spent the first little bit of this session learning about the heart of the company, and it's a service heart, right? And it took me a little bit to really have that sink in to me. And partly I had to grow up. And so it doesn't matter your age, we can all grow up and learn things like that and develop. And I remember hearing from many leaders along the way of that this is a personal development process throughout your Nu Skin journey. And so anyway, during those first few years, I did earn several success trips. I did become a blue diamond, but I was not a strong blue diamond. I was very frustrated, very unsatisfied, did not feel successful because I really didn't have an organization. I didn't have a thriving customer base by any means. And so I knew it wasn't what I wanted it to be. And so a turning point for me was there were a few factors in it. And again, this is several years in. Okay. And so part of this business is how strong is your commitment? How big are your goals to stick with it for however long it takes? And for me, the answer was however long it took. And I can just, I tell people on my team all the time and other leaders that I meet at events and things like that, is that don't let go of those goals and those dreams. You will find success if you stay consistent. The company's going to back you always. The heart is there. If your heart's in the right place, I'm a firm believer that if your heart and intentions are in the right place, things will come together in the right time. And so I had a turning point several years in, and I remember one of my sideline leaders, her name's Carla Hill, and she's a team elite as well. And she told me something that I've shared with a lot of people over the years, and I think it's no accident that she shared it with me at that moment. And it wasn't something I hadn't heard before, but I was ready to hear it. Because when sometimes you just get to that point that you're finally open, there's a humility that comes at that point in time, and you're like, okay, I'll absorb finally what I'm hearing. That was me at this stage. And she told me, you go through different stages and different chapters in this journey, not for yourself. It's about your future team. For you to be a future leader, you have to be able to go through circumstances and situations along the way. So then when someone on your team goes through something similar, you can relate to them. You can tell them, I've been there, girl. I've been there. I have experienced that. And this is what I did during that time to move out of it and grow past it. And Carla shared that with me, and I was ready to hear that. And the way that I phrase it is it's more of a learning to embrace scenarios. And Carla says this as well. It's not about what happens to you, it's what you do about it. Is it in the way or on the way? And so are you going to embrace it versus accept it? And to me, if you just accept something, you're just like, it is what it is. Or if you're embracing something, you're more, how can I turn this into a benefit and a gain? All right. And so part of that was my turning point. Part of it, social media was starting to come onto the scene. And so we basically started the business completely over. We let go of what we had done before and started basically from scratch. We didn't have a system. We didn't have anybody telling us, here's what you do. You start here and do this, this, and this, and you'll start to see these results. We didn't have any of that. And that's okay. Sometimes you having to step out and do some of this yourself is an okay thing. Okay. You gain some strength in that process. And one big thing that we changed during that time too, is I started to make it fun. Okay. I mean, I am the most competitive person you will meet. You can ask anyone that knows me. They will tell you, this girl, like, if she is not going to win at it, like, she's going to be really upset. And I'm that person. But what I learned was making this business fun for everybody. Turned around and made it. This has been the most fun the last several years that I've ever had. And it's not just because of the successes and things like that. It's truly because I'm enjoying what we do. I'm enjoying the people that we get to help and enjoying helping people. Truly, that is a joy that I never knew existed. And I really honestly don't think that would have ever occurred to me if I wasn't in Nu Skin, was finding that servant place inside of you that wants to go help other people. So anyway, long story short, things did start to click into place. We started to attract the right people. And it's more so, I also say this to my team, is that I have a great example. I have a friend of mine that I recruited, her and her mom, very early on in the business, and they said no. But years later, they did come around and say yes. And that was Abby Gibson, who is now officially a team elite as of last month. And then her mother, Ginger Sussman, is a qualifying team elite right now. And I say that because if I had quit between the time that they told me no and the time they did come around, where would we be? We don't know. We don't know the answer to that. But it's all timing. And I also have said I would not have been able to be the correct leader or a capable leader for them back then when I first reached out to them versus now. I had learned a lot of lessons. I became relatable. I'd gone through and I had experienced things. And so then I can help lead other people. So again, embrace what comes about because it's just building your tool belt for leadership down the road. Okay. And that may just be days later. It may be months or years later, like it was for me. But all in all, we've built a really amazing team and they're better than me. And that's what you want. I was always told that by my leaders, is you want to build up people to be better than you. In the early years of Rebecca, wouldn't have allowed that for people. I had to be the best person. Okay. Right. I had to be it. But learning to have that humility and empower people is a really special gift. And so if I can leave you guys with just a few kind of summary points of what's really helped us get to this stage that we have arrived at, it's working hard daily. Okay, you have to show up every day in this business, whether it feels good or not, and you're gonna have days that don't feel so good. That's just how it is. Even now, I still have some. It's okay. Okay, but be accountable about that. Go to your coaches, and your coaches are not sidelines or downlines. Your coaches are uplines, all right? And then number 2 is staying focused on why you're here. Remember those goals and dreams. Okay, hold on to them. Number 3, working to make others better than you. Go make people feel amazing. That is one of the most fun things about this business now, is getting to celebrate people. It's more fun to celebrate others than it ever has been to celebrate myself. Okay. Number 4, be humble and have fun. Like I tell people, if you're not having fun, what's the point? Like, just go have fun. And fun attracts people. Like, people want to have fun. Who wants to be around negative people? So if you're going to be negative, don't expect people to want to be around you. It's just how it is. Okay. And then number 5, set big goals and write them down and then go get them. And don't be afraid to set big goals. I am not scared of setting big goals, but guess what? We achieve big things. So if you don't put it out there, you're not going to reach that far for it. So anyway, in a nutshell, I am having more fun than I've ever had nearly 8 years into my business. And we're seeing so many people just have the time of their lives, reaching goals that they have. And it's just an amazing thing. And I could not be more grateful to be with a company like Nu Skin at a time like this. And I want you guys to know, and the last thing I'll say is that you're in the right place. Trust your instincts and trust your coaches. Trust what you're being told and shown how to do things, and trust your corporate partners. We're in the right place. I love that you guys just got to hear from Rich and that he took time out from a family function. Like, how many company CEOs are going to do that? Rich is amazing. So anyway, love you guys. It's been an honor to be with you. And hopefully we'll get to see each other in person really soon.